Welcome back to another edition of Sounds Right Media. My name's Anthony.
And I'm Brian.
And we are here to bring you a great video on one of the stocks that we are very fond of in this hard market right now. Before we get into the contents of the video, click that subscribe button, comment down below, like the video. More importantly, smash that like button if you can. And as always, we are open to questions in the comment section. Go ahead and if you can, share the video. That'd be great. This is Brian. He's our professional stock trader, 37 years. And today we have a somewhat controversial stock, as some would say. And we're going to need all that knowledge from Brian to help us dive deep on SRNE. So as with any company, there's pros and cons to every company out there. When you're talking about SRNE, there seems to be a lot of bashing, especially when you go to places like StockTwits, and just a lot of negative outlook. And I can understand some of it. But some of the main things that I keep hearing and Brian keeps hearing, we want to address first off. Some say Dr. Xi, president and CEO and co-founder, is a clown and he can't get anything approved. Brian, what do you think?
The simple answer to that is they do have something approved. They've got Z-Tildo approved, and it's been approved for several years. And they just recently got label expansion. And let's remember, they are a clinical stage biotech company. So this is a work in process for them, and eventually more and more things are going to get approved. So it's not a big concern to me or either one of us that they don't have more products approved. It's just the nature of the company.
Argument number 2. The company is diluting. Brian, how can you invest in a company that dilutes all the time? No other company in the whole world ever dilutes.
So the argument about diluting. Yes, there has been dilution over the past couple of years. But I don't think it's excessive considering they have, at this point, about 280 million shares outstanding, nowhere near as many as some other companies in their situation. And if it does become excessive, and let's say it doubles over the next couple of years, and they don't have any products approved other than the one they have now, Z-Tildo, then yes, at that point, Ant, I will become a little bit concerned. But right now, I'm not investing simply because of just Z-Tildo.
Right.
They've got a lot of more products in the pipeline that we're aiming for approval down the road.
So fair point, Brian. But some people say that the market cap is just outrageous.
Let's put things into perspective here. 2.14 billion market cap for a clinical stage biotech company with one product approved, a ton in the pipeline. It's not excessive, not even close to being excessive. That's a non-starter for me as far as I'm concerned. Next point.
Another fair point, Brian. But another question mark I have are their financial numbers. They seem to be very poor.
However, some of the numbers might look poor, such as, I'm sure you're referring to, return on equity, return on assets, operating margin. But what can you expect when you're talking about a clinical stage biotech company? That's just the way it is. That's what's expected. You're investing in the company for the future. So all of these companies in these early stages, such as Sorrento, are going to look the same way. It's just the nature of the beast.
Another thing I always see on the boards, and that's going to take Sorrento down, is this investigation from the Louisiana former Attorney General.
Another good point you make here, but for me, this is definitely a non-starter. It's baseless as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's going absolutely anywhere.
All right, so thank you for squelching some of the negative things I've seen on the boards recently, and honestly going back a few months now. I've been seeing these same questions over and over, these same concerns, and are they legitimate? Absolutely. All concerns are legitimate. We want to hear all the concerns. If you have any yourself that we didn't mention, leave it in the comments. But going forward, when speaking of this as a long-term investment into Sorrento Therapeutics, what are the pros of this company?
1, their employee count is up 70% in the last 12 months. You can't tell me this is a company that's not doing the right things when they've got employee count up that much.
Absolutely.
How about point number 2 here? You've got DARPA, an arm of the Defense Department, funding Sorrento Therapeutics for some $34 million. Valuations. We talked about valuations before. With their $2.1 billion market cap, it's nothing considering their pipeline they've got. Absolutely nothing. Their pipeline, all their assets, their GMAB library. I love where their valuation stands right now. Speaking of the pipeline, they had a massive pipeline prior to COVID-19 products, and while they don't have anything approved just yet, with that product mix. Let's not forget, COVID-19 is not going away.
No, sir.
Anytime soon, not next year. In fact, it's never going to go away. So while they don't have anything approved now, we've got a lot to look forward to. And let's not forget about, there's a potential for a buyout here. Let's just say this company does nothing. Absolutely nothing. They get nothing else approved. Are we going to take away all the products in the pipeline that they have coming down the pike? And let's not forget, several years back they had or actually it was January of 2020, they had a potential buyout of 7. Now I know a lot of people will say, well, there wasn't really much evidence of that. Whether there was or wasn't, you can't tell me that this company's not worth at least where it's trading now. If not, in my opinion, this stock should be trading 10 to 12 just based on valuation levels.
All right, so there you have it. We talked a little bit about the pros and cons. Now I want to get into the chart. And boom, there's your chart for SRNE, Sorrento Therapeutics. Brian, what do you got?
And just real brief here. Last time we had talked, we had discussed this double bottom here in the 775 area. Since then, it broke down ever so slightly, took out the 775 area and traded down. Actually, I guess it took it out by about $1, traded into the upper 6s. And we're kind of playing on this trend line here, and we're not going to go back all the way on the chart, but this is a 1-year trend line that is kind of teetering on back and forth, back and forth. We've got to see this here back up and through that 775 area that we had as a double bottom. We got to get up and through there. We've got the 20-day moving average coming in around 784, so that all kind of coincides at the same price levels. And again, remember, let's not forget, moving average lines are time and price sensitive, so each and every day these moving average lines are going to change. But if we get up and through those levels, then we're talking around the 9 area. You've got some resistance here on the 200-day moving average. You've got the 100-day moving average at 939. You've got the 50-day moving average up above starting to point down around 995. But the big thing that I want to make mention is major weekly support somewhere in the 5.5 to 7 area. This stock here could meander for a period of time. It could just chop sideways for months. You don't know. It might just sit here until you get some more meaningful news or a product approval. But there is no question that this stock is an enigma, and this is a stock that's frustrating a lot of bulls.
So in summary here, Brian, tell us what you think.
Well, and I will say this here. This stock is definitely an enigma. This is a stock that frustrates the bulls to no end.
Yes.
And this company, like no other company, they have to execute, right? I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're an Amazon, you're a Google, you're a Microsoft, whatever. You have to continue to execute. And that's the same thing that you need here out of Sorrento Therapeutics, right? I mean, people say they don't have any products. They have to execute. We get that, but we're buying it because it's a long-term investment for us. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to sit on this company here for several years unless I see something change. Until I see the investment thesis change, I'm a long-term investor. I can't say that the stock's not going to drop to 5, just like I can't say it's not going to go to 20 over the summer. But what I do know is until something changes my mind, I'm a long-term holder in this company.
Remember, guys, this is our take on SRNE. We are not financial advisors. This is for entertainment purposes only. And always do your own due diligence,
Absolutely.
as you always should when you're investing in anything. We hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel. Comment down below if you have any concerns or questions. Leave it in the comments. We will get back to you. Thanks for joining us.